welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about what I am reflecting on being in my 30s and lessons that I've learned along the way while we get ready for work today. Featuring the Grace and Stella eye masks, I'm actually loving the way that these feel on my under eye. This is the energizing eye mask. This came in a 3-pack. I think it came with like 15 masks in total from Costco. Same with these PJs, so we're just going to do a little quick introduction of these because they're super cute, they're super soft. I got a second pair that's a leopard design that I'm also loving. And the brand, I'm looking in the mirror here, is Room Service. I did find them on Amazon, but I can't find this pattern and I can't find the leopard pattern either. Oh, they're sliding down, so... Okay, 1 point off because they're already sliding down. I know I'm talking a lot, but I feel like these should stay on. My last eye patches from Summer Fridays were perfect. No matter how much I talked with them, they just stayed on. So while I'm getting ready today, I've been doing a lot of reflecting on what I want to do with this YouTube channel, different things that I want to talk about. Everyone always says that you need to have a niche, you need to have different pillars. And as I'm trying to like navigate what that looks like, as I'm trying to grow in content creating and really just like find the community that wants to follow along, I'm going to take some ideas along the way. I would love if you left some comments on things that you want to see, or if I'm doing a video and you're liking it, please let me know. So this video today is a little bit of a reflection on my 30s, and I don't necessarily think that your 30s fixes you. However, I do feel like there is just so much that I have learned throughout my entire life so far. And if you're anxious about your 30s, then this video is definitely for you. If this is your first time at one of my videos, hi, I'm Sharina. I am a mom of 2. I work from home. I'm a corporate recruiter, and I'm 35 years old, which that is just crazy to say because I swear just yesterday I turned 21 or even 25, which is when I moved to Florida for 5 years before I ended up moving back to Pennsylvania to be closer to my family and now rekindle things with my husband. But that's a story for a different time, or maybe even later in this video, that I'll just touch on with things that I have learned. So I mentioned this already, but I'm really reflecting on what kind of content I want to make going into 2026. And I want to make sure that one of the biggest things that I do is that I just show up as myself. Think about what does genuine content look like for me? Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm doing this because I want to show people what I learn. I want to grow a community, but I also want to just be proud of everything that I put out into the world. And when I was thinking about making this video, I remember being 29 and coming into my 30s and being like, what in the world? This is so crazy. I was stressed out. I thought that like 30s was just like a wild time because I felt like I was definitely getting older. But now that I'm 35, I have 2 kids, I have a husband who I love so much. I feel like I've just grown so much and I'm loving my 30s. I'm excited to see like what the next 5 years brings. I'm not ready for 40, so don't even get me started on that one, but we have plenty of time until we get there. And really, I've learned so many lessons along the way to really just make sure that I'm taking care of myself so that I can take care of the others that are in my family. I will never be good at that one. Lesson number 1 is that peace is more valuable than being liked. I truly used to feel like I had to over-explain myself, different things that I was doing, and now I'm like, you know what? I know what is best for me. I know what's going to make me happier at the end of the day. I don't need to necessarily explain myself to anybody unless they ask, but I really make decisions based on what is going to fill my cup up, what is going to make me or my family just that much happier. I think something that I love about this lesson is just knowing that I can protect my energy and just really being proud of everything that I believe in. Number 2, and I feel like this one could not come at more of a perfect time as I'm putting on some eye cream. Your body truly needs more care, whether that just means sleep, movement, or even just the food that we're putting into our bodies. Sleep is a little bit out the window for me right now because I do have a 10-month-old and then I have a 2-year-old. Thankfully, my 2-year-old mostly sleeps through the night and my husband really does help out with her. However, my 10-month-old does not sleep through the night, and last night is a perfect example of it. So as much as I want to prioritize sleep, I also prioritize my children. And that is definitely why we're drinking an energy drink while I'm getting ready this morning. And sometimes you just gotta find the balance and like what that looks like. But other things that I really do prioritize, movement is a really big one for me lately. I am actually training for a half marathon, which no, I'm not saying that you need to sign up for a half marathon or anything crazy like that. It's just something that I've wanted to do for the last couple of years, and I decided that this is the year that I'm gonna make it happen. So I've been running a couple times a week. I do my long runs usually on Saturdays, and then I've just been taking some other time to make sure that I'm focusing on stretching and just making sure that I'm feeling good about myself. The last one that I want to touch on with your body needing care is food. Make sure what you are putting into your body. I'm not saying that you need to go 100% health conscious, but there is so much processed food out there, and I'm telling you that if you just think about it or even do a little bit of research about it, you can really understand like what you want to be putting into your body. I am not perfect. I will eat Oreos whenever I want an Oreo. I will bake cookies. I love to bake, although I'm trying to go with more healthier options with my baking. However, my husband and I have gone more vegan recently, and we've really enjoyed that. I'm not 100% vegan. I still love cheese, and I still love a good burger or a good taco bowl or something like that. But it truly has made me feel so much better, and we don't necessarily cook meat at home, which has been a nice little adjustment for us. And honestly, we've been doing it for about 3 years now, and we can feel a difference, especially in the summertime when we're doing like a lot of cookouts with our friends and we're not necessarily prioritizing our food. So for me, caring for my body definitely happens the most in the wintertime. But I'm hoping I can prioritize that this summer and just focus a little bit more on making good decisions. And that's all about aging, right? Number 3 is rest is productive. And maybe I need to listen to this one a little bit more because I do feel like sometimes I do struggle about this one. I'm very aware of it. I know that I need to slow down sometimes, but it's truly hard, especially in today's day and age when I feel like we're constantly moving fast. But I will say that doing small habits will help out long term. And you really don't need to feel inspired every day. Something that I've been trying to do is block out a few times a week where I sit down and I really think about content creating. And I am focusing it on content creating. My job full-time as a recruiter, I don't necessarily need to feel inspired there. I show up for work. I know what my work is. And at the end of the day, like this is what fills my cup up. Like I really enjoy making these videos and coming up with different ideas of like, okay, this is what I want to bake this week, or this is what I want to do, or this is the motivation that I want to put out into the world. But again, this is a reminder for me that it doesn't need to happen every single day, and slowing down is good to be able to get the progress. Number 4, and this one actually took me a little bit to accept. I feel like I've definitely gone through this one a little bit over the last couple of years, but you will outgrow people. As we are growing, our motivations are changing, our goals are changing, and sometimes people just don't align with our goals that used to align with our goals in the past. That is not an easy one for me to learn, but I will say that after having kids and things like that, I'm really just trying to protect the peace of my family. And so sometimes I'm like, is that the influence that I really want to put onto my kids? And sometimes saying that out loud just makes it that much easier to be able to walk away and just know that I outgrew that person. Long story short, in my 20s, I feel like I used to always want to create some type of drama or be part of some type of drama. And it just feels so nice to not have that be part of my life anymore. Or at least mostly, because let's be honest, we all love to hear a little bit of the gossip or different things that are going on. And even with me being able to admit that out loud, I feel like sometimes we just have to be honest with ourselves and like, we're not perfect, we're all human. And so we need to know that we are still making mistakes and we're still growing. Like our 30s is growth, or at least my 30s are growth. My 20s were definitely mistakes with a lot of fun and a lot of growth. I'm gonna pause really quick for this next one because I feel like being in the social media world, this one is super key, but consistency beats motivation. Social media is such a reel of just the good things that are going on in everybody's life. People are showing the highlights, they're showing the brand deals, they're showing all of the trips that they go on, the things that they can afford, the new cars, the new bags, the different things like that. Nobody is showing the negative, or a lot of people aren't showing the negative, and that's okay, but don't let that be something that gets into your head, and just make sure that you're staying consistent and staying on the path that you want. I have really bad days where I will go down this hole of comparison. I know I said I would stop doing my makeup while I'm talking about this one, but obviously I can't. Focusing on where I'm at, and when I see myself going down these comparison holes, I'm like, okay, stay in your lane, Sharina. Stop comparing yourself to other people, because my journey is going to be different than the next person, and so forth. Number 6, and I think this is another important one. Actually, all 8 of these are important ones. What am I trying to say? But saying no does get easier. Overcommitting for me leads to exhaustion, overstimulation, and at the end of the day, it means that I'm not choosing myself and things that I want in life. So I'm really trying to focus on saying no to things that just don't fill my cup up, or my husband's, because let's just talk a little bit about balance. A relationship means that you are coming together as one. So sometimes I do things that he wants to do, and vice versa. Sometimes he does things that I want to do. But you should feel confident saying no to your partner and just being able to talk through things with them. This is not supposed to be relationship focused. I can do a whole different video on relationships and what has made me and my husband grow so much. But I do think that that was something that's important with saying no, because I do feel like you have to find a balance with that as well. Lesson number 7 is slowing down is a skill. We as people do not need to be hustling all the time, and I feel like that is such a norm that is just put out into the world. Hustling is great, especially when you have different things that you want to achieve. you have different things that you want to overcome. But let me just say, I'm just gonna say that being present matters more. So you don't need to always be hustling. I feel like you need to hustle at the right time in the right moment. But if you are hustling 24/7, 7 days a week, you're going to burn yourself out. I'm a mom and I do feel like I have to be on it 24/7. However, I feel like there are definitely moments where I can be present. I can live in the moment, especially when there's like certain days of the weekend, like me and my husband will just say, no, we will stay in, we will relax, and him and I will talk and we'll say, okay, this is what I want to get done to make sure that I feel like I'm achieving something. And then he'll tell me what he wants to get done that day to make sure that he feels like he's achieving something. And I feel like that's just little spurts of hustling in our life, but in general, we're really trying to just slow down and be present with our children. We already made it to number 8, and now I feel like I'm just a talker at this point. Oops, I just put blush on the side of my nose. That's why I can't talk and do makeup. But let's go on the last one. You are allowed to change your mind. Growth is not something that needs permission, and I feel like you can change your mind. You can say like, okay, this is who I want to be in my 30s. This is who I want to be at 28, or whatever that may be for you. And again, make those adjustments slowly so that you really feel like you're coming into it and you're not doing a full 180. You're not committing to something that you can't fully put your all into. And if you can gradually make those different changes, I feel like over time, 1, it's easier to commit to, and 2, growth is just so important over time. And I feel like it is so nice to be able to look back and see what the growth is that I've gone through. I wish something that I did was more journaling. I do not journal. I don't even journal now. I think it would be a really cool concept, but it's just not something that I can commit to. However, I do write little things down in like January or February time, and then I'll try to keep them until the end of the year. And I do feel like that has been something that has been really cool to be able to look back on. Again, this is not something that I do every single year. I did do it this year and I did do it last year. And maybe one day we'll take up journaling, but right now that just seems like a huge commitment for me to be able to make. And I'm gonna call that growth because I feel like 20-year-old me would be like, okay, we're going all in, we're gonna commit to everything. But right now we just believe in slow and steady. And because I know I'm not good at doing my mascara on camera, I'm gonna finish up getting ready really quick. Finally all ready for my work meetings. I hope that these lessons were helpful. I definitely do not have it all figured out, but that's the beauty of life. We still have so much growth ahead. I just genuinely feel more grounded. I'm more sure of myself, and I feel like I'm just more proud of everything that I'm doing for myself right now. If you're in your 30s now, or if you're coming into your 30s soon, I hope that this is just a reminder for you that there is just so much more growth ahead for you. You're definitely not behind. This is just a reminder to be more present and aware of just different things that you want in your life. If this video resonated with you, I would love to know what's one lesson that you learned in your 30s, or what is one lesson that you're currently learning. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, show it some love. Would love to hear a comment on what your favorite part of this video was, and I'll see you next time. Bye.